It's like I'm a flesh-seeking wolf. That's how they treat me. Like I come out at night and prowl for unsuspecting angels and kill them on sight. Like I eat their insides and devour them whole. I have sharp, deadly teeth in their opinion. I'm a monster. I don't belong. I'm evil. And the devil's just waiting to appear from my soul. All I am is a 15-year-old girl. I'm nothing more. Just because my wings are black doesn't mean I'm evil. I have wings. We all have wings. I do. Sasha does. We all do. Just because of our wing color, we're put into a specific category. Life, death, or demon angel. Death and demon were used for slang. I was never actually told their name. Life angels can be determined by their wing color and their personality. They have white wings, and they are courageous, yet scared quite easily. They are good at hiding it, however. Once angered, they can be on the mean side, but they would never hurt another unless forced to. There are some exceptions, however. Some don't match the personalities, but their type can still be told by their wing color. My sister happens to be one of the exceptions. Death angels have pitch black wings to match the midnight sky, as well as a personality that goes along with it. They're dark, mysterious, and very good at tricking people into thinking they're kind creatures. They have cruel sides, and the males are often good at tricking others. They're known for stealing people away in the night or tricking other types of angels. Demon angels have blood red wings or grayish wings with hints of reds in the feathers. They are told to be unstable. Insane, to be precise. They have a bloodlust for everyone. They're cold, calculating, basically evil. I have black wings, so I'm put into the Death Angel category. I don't match much of the personality protocol. Sure, I'm quiet, but I'm misunderstood. I'm gentle. I don't talk much. I honestly have no idea what I am. Whether I'm life or death or demon, I'm just Vivian. I was treated perfectly fine until I was 8. Black's wings were considered cute in my family, according to Sasha. That's when all the death and demon angels started rampaging. From what I know, and I don't know all of it, they rioted because the life angels had a better life than they did. White wings were normal, while the other wings were trash compared to them. It was also that death angels were getting framed for crimes that they didn't commit, because life angels were the nice ones, while the other types were supposed to take the blame. No one will ever forget the day they all dived over the side of the light, going to take over the world below us. I never believed that was their intentions. After that, my life went downhill. My parents wouldn't speak to me, everyone looked at me funny. The only person who still seemed to like me was my older sister, Sasha. Sasha was my tall, gorgeous sister. She had long, silky black hair that reached her mid-back when it was down. She has copper-colored eyes that separated her from everyone else. I had never seen an eye color like that before. She had beautiful light gray wings that I had only seen in history books. She was thin, but yet had a perfectly proportioned body. She was the smartest girl in her high school, graduated with a 4.0 grade average, and was valedictorian. In the fall, she would be leaving me and going to the best university the light had to offer. She would be leaving, and I'd be left to wallow in my own sadness and watch the tears leave my eyes once again without Sasha. I remember the first time I cried from all of this. Everyone had been telling me to jump over the side, join the evil down there, and purify the good up here. I got so many insults, and I was treated like such crap. I couldn't handle it. When I came home that day, I instantly went to my room and sat in the corner, away from the doors and the windows, and cried. No one heard me, thank God. I don't like it when people see me cry or when I show signs of it. Yet I was constantly weak. Why couldn't I be strong like Sasha? Why couldn't I be like her? Everyone loved her. The town, my parents, the animals, everyone. And her wings were gray. Not demon angel gray, but gray. People looked at her wings oddly a lot, but they never said anything. It was constantly pick on the death angel. It was stupid. Maybe it was because they thought if Sasha was a demon angel, she was too unstable to hurt anyone. I'm not really sure. But she was still my sister. She was the only thing that was actually nice to me in the light. Even though we've never been that close, she always stuck up for me. I really can't say many mean things about her, probably because half of them aren't true. Doesn't matter anyways. I pondered over my situation as I walked down the street towards home after school. I always walked home by myself. Saji usually went to the honors library at my school after hours to study things she wouldn't tell me about. And the only other people around hated my existence. So unless I wanted to wait in the lobby outside while my sister obsessed over her books for who knows how long, I would walk home by myself. I actually enjoyed walking home alone sometimes. I could block out the world around me and try to think of the good things. Memories from when I was younger that actually made me happy. I hadn't been too happy in a long time, so I'd always try and at least make myself smile. Normally that never happened. Just a straight face or a frown. That was normal to me. Also normal to me was the stares and insults I would get as I walked down the street. But today as I got them, it was slightly different than normal. I got the usual death angel, freak, evil, etc. But they came louder than usual, and the people who said them didn't just fly on their way like usual after they said that. They followed me. And slowly more and more angels were following me, with the murmurs of "you don't belong" hanging on their lips as they stalked me. I tried to ignore them, just like I always did, but this time it was harder for me to. Was it because they were following me? I didn't have a clue. I just kept walking faster and faster to get away from them. It wasn't working out, though. They continued to stalk me, continued to speak louder the faster I walked. After a minute more, I needed to get away. I let my wings spread and I flew off down the road, trying to go as fast as I could away from them. But they kept following me, flying after me, chasing me to a single point that stretched for miles. The edge of the light. I stopped when I reached there and landed back down on the ground, looking over the edge and biting my cheek hard. There was nowhere I could go now. I turned around to see all of the angels that had followed me, most of them my age and a couple years older. All of them were staring at me, giving me a look that I never wanted to see, the look of, go over the edge. I glanced back over the edge into the thin line of clouds. I couldn't even see the ground. The other angels proceeded to get closer and closer, shutting me in and urging me forward, so they could be rid of my evil and purify their land. I looked at the group again. I couldn't think of anything to say. I stood silently for a while, looking at every single one of them. You really want me to go over the edge, don't you? After I've done absolutely nothing to you all. They all nodded in unison, and one said, Our world isn't big enough for your kind. You may not have done anything yet, but the longer you stay, you will. That's a guarantee. You all call me the monster, I said. When really, you all are the ones. Life angels are supposed to be kind, while you all pick on every person that isn't like you. I looked over the edge again. You want me to go so badly? I'll go. I don't want to be part of this place if someone's forced over the edge for having different colored wings. Different colored wings slaughtered the adults and children alike. They burned our cities and our churches. They wreaked death and destruction. And you expect us to believe you're the exception. How weak do you think we are? Get on with it and go, devil, chanted another. The time for words is over. I turned towards the edge and looked down. Endless blue. As if there wasn't an end. There had to be, though. All the death and demon angels disappeared and never returned when they went down there. I was always told stories when I was younger by my grandparents that there was a place down there, kind of like up here, but nicer. Nicer people than the ones up here. I didn't even glance back at them. You have different colored wings than the first angels up here, I said, and theirs were black, and I went over the side. For a long time I only saw blue. I passed by a few lost clouds that seemed to remind me of myself, cast away from the others. Also, like being heretic. I was escaping the torture. I would be away from the mistreatment of my peers, the separation, the horrors I had survived for 7 years through. It never crossed my mind in that time that I would cross with the death and demon angels while I was down there in a foreign land. After a while, I began to think there was no end, and anyone who came down here had fallen for eternity. But then I started to notice land. So there was land down here. A place for me to actually stop? That was good. I waited a little while longer before letting my wings catch the air and make me stop falling. I was hovering above the ground, maybe 30 or 40 feet. And I looked around. It was mostly forest, but there was a small opening near a pondish type thing, I guess. I decided to fly there. I landed on a rock that outstretched into the water, and it was still connected to the land, though, so I could walk onto there, at least. I jumped when I heard the familiar voice behind me. I turned around and saw her with her arms crossed over her chest and her black hair almost hanging in her blazing, angry eyes.
What were you thinking?
I'm a believer, nothing could be worse. All these imagined